Sean, really good to see you. Just give us the players' perspective on such an important game on Saturday that didn't go your way. To take nothing from it, I suppose it's totally ruined your weekend, hasn't
It has. Well, it ruined me Saturday night, and then, putting things into perspective yesterday, Mother's Day, it's a defeat. We can't go back to it. We can't relive it. It's gone. It's in the past. As much as we'd like to change it, we can't. Bit of a cliche, but this whole survival that we're striving for is still in our own hands, whether people like it or not. It actually is. So it's down to probably the more senior players today to rally a group that's really low after, as you said, a crucial defeat against the team below us. So a 6-pointer, as people like to call it, with a lot of young players. It will take a big job today in lifting them for tomorrow and what's going to be another big game, where there's pressure on both teams. Really, there's pressure on them because they're getting hunted down at the top ends of the league, and there's pressure on us because we're striving to stay in the league. And it makes for a really good game.
Just interested, what's the dressing room like when you come in on a Saturday after that? I was speaking to the guys at Blackpool last week, and they had a poor day, and there was a few home truths dished out between the players rather than the management getting involved. What's it like here?
Similar. They'd be, after the game, things get said in probably most dressing rooms that you go home and reflect on, some rightly, some wrongly. Any issues that have maybe gone overboard, you can have a coffee now Monday morning and put them to bed, whether that's the manager, the assistant manager, players to players. You don't let it carry on. You're iron the issues out that have happened from Saturday. You debrief the game, and then there comes a point where you have to put a line under it, and that point has to be from now. We can't, as I say, we can't look back. We've got to look forward. We've got to not mope around, not wallow in self-pity. As much as people might like to think that we're down, which I've seen a lot of, which baffles me a little bit. We're not. We're not. With all raw respect to Forest Green, we're not Forest Green. We're not in their shoes. With the injuries we've had to deal with, I'd still think it's a miracle to be in with a shout of being in our hands to stay in a division that's littered with massive football clubs. I think the manager deserves more credit this year than he has them when we've won leagues, because what he's had to deal with is, I'd say, no other manager could deal with at this level. Double figures injuries most weeks. You'd have a good performance against Portsmouth, albeit a loss with 10 men. He loses another 4 players. Not 4 fringe players, 4 crucial players. You lose your captain, couple of centre-halves, experienced centre-halves in Harvey. It's just, it's scary, the job that he's had to do. And, for anyone questioning him from outside, that's probably what hurts me more. People can question us players as performances. People can, give me grief on social media after games, whatever. But it hurts me more when people actually question him and the assistant manager and the coaching staff, because, as I say, no other manager in this league could do the job he's doing, and he'll continue to do, whether we stay up or not. He's unbelievable.
Have you sensed a little bit of negativity, really, for the first time this season, just creeping in on Saturday?
Yeah, negativity, most definitely. And I think there's a time and place for it. I do. Listen, if you come into a game here tomorrow, Saturday, come and support the team. You don't need to be negative. You don't need to, shout abuse at me and other players coming off the pitch and on the pitch, even during the game. What are you gaining from it? Go home after the game and tweet about me and write about me and do what you want. I don't care. But while you're here, support the lads, support the team. And to be fair to our fans, the majority do. 99% do. But that 1%, if you're going to be critical and you're going to, be negative and don't come, because it's self-destructive. You know, we're in a fight and we want to stay up. You know, we need everyone on side, and as I say, the majority of fans are.
Would the people who have those opinions, Sean, argue that, well, I've paid to come, I can say what I want?
Yeah, they can. And let's say what you want after the game. Say what you want before the game in the pub. But for 90 minutes while you're here, support the lads, support the team. You know, that's all we're asking. Like, the lads aren't asking you to not be negative after the game, voice your opinion on me, on the team, do what you want after the game, before the game. But while you're here for 90 minutes, be vocal and get behind a group that are short on confidence, that need to stay in the league. That's all we're asking.
In your 2 spells here, togetherness has been the biggest thing, hasn't it? You've been through so many things on and off the pitch as a club, which involves all the supporters as well. You don't want that being fractured at this point, do you?
No, and listen, I live and breathe the club. The manager does, certain players do, Seamus does, and there's no one more desperate to do well than us. And we'll try and continue to try to keep this club in the league. We'll do our utmost. But like I said, we just need everyone on side. We need the support of the fans now more than ever. I'd say during my 2 spells here, we've never been in such a precarious situation where we probably need the fans more than ever. You know, it's all right when things are going well, when you're winning leagues, when you're getting in playoffs, when you're playing Leeds at home for big games. You know, fans aren't generally needed because the team are policing themselves. You're doing well. When the team are low on confidence, when the whole squad's low on confidence, when we need to dig in and get a result, that's when you need your fans. It is. That's when you need them to come out, be vocal, support the players. If someone makes a mistake, don't get on the back. Support them even more. And I think if we have that mentality, both squads and fans, we'll give this a good go, and I think we can do it. We'll stay up.
You mentioned confidence there, Sean. It's such a big thing in football, isn't it? When you're at the other end of the table, you walk out there feeling like you're going to win before you even get on the pitch, don't you? And when you're at this end, it maybe feels different.
It does, like you said. Like I said, you know, at the top end, results tend to take care of themselves. You get in the flow, and you know, games and wins generally, you know, come hand in hand. But when you're down there, you feel like everything goes against you, and you're just looking for that one break in games. You know, we've had a lot of games where we've had, you know, penalty against us, a man sent off. You know, I think this season we've only played against one team. We've had a man sent off in Forest Green and we won the game. You know, we've had 5 or 6 men sent off where it's an advantage to the team. You know, we probably need that little bit of luck where a man gets sent off in a game early or we get a penalty early. You know, looking at the games, we haven't really won a game where we've been second best and scrapped a 1-0 out. Where being Iraqi, we've done that loads of times over the years. The year we won the league, we went to Luton and got battered 1-2-1, Billy Key last minute. I'd love a game like that, you know, to be under the cosh for 90 minutes but go and sneak a 1-0 win. We just need as I say, we need to break a bit of luck, and swaying that little bit of luck and a break in your favour is that you've got to work that little bit harder, and if you do, I think it might come.
How much would it mean to you to stay in this division? You've won things here, Sean. You've experienced the very highs of football here. To stay in the division.
Listen, Andy, I think staying in the division this year will be a bigger achievement than winning League Two. It will be tougher with the like I said, with the things we've had to deal with the adversity we've had to deal with the amount of games we've had to play with a threadbare squad in the Papa John's, the FA Cup. Staying in the division, as I say, will be a bigger achievement than winning League Two. And if we do it, you know, not only does the manager deserve a night, but he deserves the freedom of the town, him and his staff, because, as I say, what they've had to deal with is it goes under the radar a little bit because of the situation and because of the overachievements of the last couple of years. You know, we haven't been in danger of going down in League One, and you look at the clubs we're competing against this year. You know, as I say, there's teams down there. You look at Forest Green, bigger budget than us, already gone. Cambridge really struggling, probably bigger budget than us. And with what we've had to deal with, we've still got survival in our own hands, which, as I say, is a testament to how hard we'll work, how hard we'll continue to work. But hopefully, as I say, 10 games to go. It's a big rallying cry for the fans. If you're going to come the game, support the players. Voice your opinion after the game. Do what you want. You know, go home, tweet, type, call us what you want. But while you're here in the stadium, support and get behind the lads.
Just a final one, Sean. No one else is playing in this area of the table Tuesday night. How important is that then, that you use this to your advantage?
It is, you know, no other games in the league, so it'll be it's a big, like Saturday was, it's a big chance to put a bit of a gap between us and a couple of points between us and MK Dons or us and Morecambe. But you know, you're bumping into a side that are red hot. You know, the second in the table, got a huge amount of points. The free-flowing team who'll come here and feel like if they're at their levels, they should beat us. But me knowing the way this club works, you know, and big clubs coming to this stadium on a Tuesday night, I think it's not a foregone conclusion for all Plymouth fans that might think it is.